Okay, so today's session is on healing family wounds and how to rebuild trust and cultivating supportive connection with your family. And this is incredibly important for all of us, actually, because it offers an opportunity to delve into deep-rooted, mostly emotional challenges within the family relationship. Now, and we will go through the process by recognizing, understanding those wounds. You are embarking on a journey not only towards individual healing, but also creating much more cohesive environment of trust within your atmosphere, much more understanding, support within the family. Okay, and so thank you for being here. It's brave that you are here, and you are here to strengthen your bond with your loved ones. Okay. Now, before we begin, let's go into a small meditation. So I just want you to get into a comfortable position, seated. You can lie down if you want to. Just feel the solidity of the ground beneath you. And if it feels right, just gently close your eyes. And let's take a moment to arrive fully in this space in this moment. Start by inhaling deeply, deep soothe breath. So take a deep inhale and deep exhale. And as you will inhale, imagine calming energy filling your body. And as you exhale, imagine any tension, worry, or fear flowing out of you. So take an inhale and then exhale out any tension, worry, fear. Inhale again, calming energy coming in. And exhale. Imagine all tension, worries leaving you. Take another inhale and exhale. Now let's bring your attention to your body. Start at the top of your head and slowly move down through your shoulders, through your belly, down to your toes. As we do this, we are activating our body's innate social engagement system, feeling safety and connection to your body. Notice how each part of your body feels. Is there any tension, any discomfort, or even perhaps a sense of ease? There is no need to change anything, just observe. Simply notice and acknowledge what you find. Now imagine a comforting, warm light surrounding you, life like a safe cocoon. This light represents safety, trust, and connection, the very essence of what we will be exploring today. Feel the warmth seeping into every part of your body, bringing a sense of calm and safety. As we prepare to delve into our session today, remember this space is a safe one, designed for healing, growth, and understanding. The exploration of family wounds and all the cultivation and supporting connection is a journey. And we are all here to support each other, learn from each other. As we bring this small meditation to close, keep this sense of safety and openness within you. Whenever you're ready, slowly open your eyes, return to the space. Thank you for your presence and for your openness. Let's get into the journey together. So what we'll do today is we start by understanding family wounds, the importance of trust, and cultivating connections. And also share with you what are the steps that could be taken to resolve a family wound. And then we'll, as usual, go into identifying your own patterns. So you are here not only to listen to theory, but you are here to also practice. So to do that, although I send out 3 questions, we will get back into it and see what comes up for you. And then you will take one of them and work through the IFS, somatic work, and then into the sound healing. And then at the end of the hour, we will open up for Q&A, and we will wait. We will stay on the Q&A as long as we would like to. Okay. So let's get into understanding family wound. It's really important that what we are referring to here. So we are referring to emotional injuries sustained in the context of family relationships. These wounds often stem from experiences of pain, disappointment, or trauma, and can deeply impact both individuals and overall family dynamics. Now, there are 4 kinds of wounds that could be there. Now, number 1 is betrayal. So this is an instance of betrayal can be when a parent consistently fails to keep up with his promises, breaks promises, like not showing up to important events or fulfilling commitment that they are made to their children. Now, this breach of trust can lead to feelings of mistrust and insecurity and impacting future relationship, where the individual may struggle to fully trust others because of this breach of trust. I have an example. So I had sexual abuse when I was 6-year-old, and for a long period of time, I could not trust my mother because my mother used to put me in the bed with the perpetrator when I was 6-year-old. So I never could build trust with her till I worked on it. So just to give you context. Another one is abandonment. This can occur if a parent walks out of the family, cuts off contacts, or when a parent is physically present but emotionally absent or distant or ignores the requirements of the child. The kid may be left behind, may develop a fear of being abandoned in relationships, and may either cling to connections or avoid them to prevent the eventuality of a abandonment happening. So this is why many people get into these either very clingy relationships or avoid to get into a relationship because there was a aspect of abandonment. Neglect could be illustrated by a family member about basic needs such as food, shelter, emotional support, which are, if they are consistently ignored, the child may grow up to struggle with self-worth and may also neglect their own needs or overcompensate by becoming overtly self-reliant. Abuse can be of different form, can be physical harm, verbal abuse, constant criticism, or inappropriate sexual behavior. An example could be a child that is regularly either hit by a family member, and this can result in a long-term trauma with feelings of shame, guilt, fear, anger, rage, and difficulty in forming healthy, positive relationships in adulthood. So understanding these family wounds is critical because they form the framework of our behavior, of our belief systems, of our relationship within the family, but beyond. So through understanding, we can begin the healing process, which involves acknowledgement of the wounds, feeling the associated pain, and ultimately redefining our relationship with these wounds and with the family members that were at the origin of this. Now let's get into trust, why trust is important. So let's break them into 3 perspectives, okay, for understanding. So when a trust is broken within a family, it can create a ripple effect of emotion and relational challenges. For instance, a child who has been consistently lied to by a parent might develop issue with trust, affecting their future relationship. They might constantly expect betrayal, leading to fear, anxiety, and insecurity. It can also lead to feeling of isolation and sense of being unlovable or unworthy. Furthermore, broken trust can disrupt the family overall harmony and hence leading to conflict, misunderstanding, and lack of effective communication. Now, there are advantages of rebuilding trust, which is one of the things we want to do today. When you rebuild trust, it can lead to a lot of benefits. It restores sense of safety and security within oneself and hence with a family member, creating more conducive environment for mutual respect, understanding among members. From an individual perspective, it helps in enhancing self-esteem, forming secure attachments, and promoting overall emotional well-being. So family, which is grounded in trust, provides a solid foundation for individuals to flourish. And hence, when trust gets broken, this is what you miss. So it's imperative that we actually start to rebuild trust. And there's a process. The process of rebuilding trust takes time and patience, and it needs a lot of persistence. And so there needs to be a consistent effort. And it begins, of course, by an acknowledgement that there is a breach of trust and understanding the pain that has caused the breach of trust. The example I was giving my mother, I can see that all my life I could never trust her because of the impact that it created in the beginning of my youth. The offending party needs to take responsibility for their reactions, so when possible, okay. And it's also good that there can be open and honest communication when you start to rebuild trust. And secondly, it requires forgiveness. So we did a session on forgiveness, and this is a big thing in the process of rebuilding trust, okay? Because you have to forgive yourself and sometimes others. It doesn't mean you either forget or condone the breach of trust, but letting go of the resentment and anger associated with it allows trust to come in. And finally, you have to be consistent. It takes time. Remember, rebuilding trust is a journey. It's not a destination. So it is something that you do step by step. Now, so classically, just to give process, so normally I try to do that. And I'll give you my example because I've gone through this myself. So there are those steps that you can do in healing family wounds. The first one is awareness, okay? And this is like the first step, which is to acknowledge, recognize, and accept that there has been a breach of trust. There are wounds. Second one is to understand. Try to understand the impact, the dynamics that have contributed to the breach of trust, but also to understand how it has impacted into one's life and what are the feelings or the emotions associated with that. Third one is expression. So be able to speak out. This is how I feel. This is how I feel in this relationship, or this is what it impacted, which has to be non-blaming, non-judgmental, because then, as we know that when we start to say something to the other person, if everybody becomes defensive, then you're not speaking to the I, you're speaking to the you. So saying this is how I feel, I am here, this is what I need, etc. So that's expression. Responsibility, the person who has broken the trust needs to take responsibility of their actions and apologize genuinely. And this is a difficult one. It takes time. It takes, as you said, this is not something you do overnight. Bringing someone to accept is a difficult one. And I'll give you my example where I was the one who did wrong, and it took me a long time to accept my responsibility versus my family. And when I did, everything changed. So this is a key aspect of the whole path, which is taking responsibility, the one who wrong, because this helps to rebuild trust, and more things will come out. Then, of course, the process of reparation, okay, and this is where you decide what repair damage has to be done to the damage. Okay, this might involve change behavior. In my case, it was absolutely involved changing of behavior, and of course doing the work that I do with IFS. So this is what I did. And then there's a process of rebuilding. This step involves consistently. So doing one time is not enough, because trust doesn't come like that, because the loss of trust was also because there was a consistent different behavior. So to build it back, you need to see the same behavior again and again from your side, because you are doing on yourself. And so the person who has broken the trust needs to be consistent and reliable in their action. The one who has betrayed needs to work on forgiveness and letting go resentment, because that's part of the reparation. Okay. And then, of course, then there's the healing work, rebuilding, and then healing. Okay. Over time, as trust starts to build, the wound begins to heal, and the pain starts to go down, and you start to work towards a more healthier relationship. This doesn't mean that forgetting about what happened. Again, I think this is important to repeat. You don't condone the wrong behavior. You just let go the emotion associated with it, and you start to see new behavior as a way to rebuild trust. Okay. And remember, healing from a breach of trust it's not a linear process. It takes time. There may be setbacks, like happened to me. So when in my family where I broke the trust, it took me some time to accept, acknowledge, and to change my behavior. Now I see the example. What happens if the other side is not willing to accept, or is not doing one of the key elements, which is taking responsibility and changing behavior? Then it becomes more challenging to rebuild trust. However, your work, which is awareness, understanding, expression, and making your part clear, helps you to be in a much better place. Because when you don't start, because you don't see the end, then you stay in the same place, and it doesn't help you to heal your life. Okay, so let's get into the 3 questions. Okay, you got them. So to gain insight into family wounds, it's best to ask yourself, because you're coming here to work on that. And one of the things that is consistent with all our sessions is, when you answer these questions, many things can come up, but you can choose one of them to work, because then you can come back and run again from this place, because it's very easy. These questions, answer to these questions, evoke something that comes up, and then you can choose one and run the following session afterwards. So what are some of the major wounds that you may have persistent over time? And importantly, how have they affected your relationship with your family member? So part of acknowledgement. Now, when it comes to trust, where do you feel it is most lacking, and why? So this is part of understanding within you why there's a lack of trust, and how was this lack and also what is the impact of this lack of trust with the interaction within your family members. What is the outcome? And also, within your context of your family, can you identify any barriers that prevent you from creating supportive connections, which means connections to family? What are those barriers, if at all? Because if you can work on the barrier, then it opens a door to create connection with their family. So think about that. Take a moment. We wait 2-3 minutes then before we go. Okay, so choose one aspect or issue that you would like to work on the session today. Just make a choice. Okay, so find a peaceful and quiet place. If you're sitting comfortably, continue to do that. You can lie down if you want to. And make sure that your body is in a position that allows you to feel relaxed and at ease. And gently close your eyes. To begin, focus your breath. Draw in slowly, deep breath through your nose. Filling your lungs. Entirely, and then exhale through your mouth. So take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale from your mouth, letting go any tensions or worry. Repeat it a couple of times, breathing in and breathing out. Now we are going to establish a safe anchor. This is a place, a person, a memory, a fragrance that gives you a sense of calm, safety, and well-being. So think about a person or a place or a memory or a fragrance that gives you a sense of calm, safety, and well-being. This is your safe anchor. This will be a place you can return to whenever you feel need for reassurance and grounding throughout the process. By doing this, we are tapping into our ventral vagal state, which enables feeling of safety and social connection. So think about either a person, a place, or a memory event, or a fragrance that brings you safety, calmness, and well-being. With your safe anchor in mind, gently shift your attention to your heart space and continue to breathe. Now think of the aspect you chose to bring into this session: a family wound or a broken trust. Take a moment to connect to it and observe any sensation, emotions, or thoughts that may arise. Or even some images. Welcome them with the non-judgment awareness. Don't judge them, just welcome them. As your awareness deepens, welcome the part of you that is carrying these wounds. This could be an inner child, a protective part, or another aspect of you. Gently acknowledge this part and invite it into safety of your safe anchor place. Breathe into any physical sensation associated with this part. And with every exhalation, allow relaxation and release to unfold. And if it helps you, you can also make soothing sound like ah, oh, to engage your social nervous system further, creating a sense of safety and connection. See if you can extend compassion and curiosity towards this part of you. Breathe into it. And you can ask few questions. Ask it, what is its intention for you? And see what you get as a response. Allow it some time to respond to you. Now ask it, what is it afraid of? What are its fears? And see what you get as a response. If you're not getting any response, reassure it that you are here, ready to support its healing journey. So ask again, what are you afraid would happen to me? What are your fears? Now ask a follow-up question saying, oh, if that happens, then what else are you afraid would happen to me? What is your real fear? And see what you get as a response. Next, ask it what it needs from you to feel secure, understood, and supported. What it needs from you to feel secure, understood, and supported. Or in other words, what needs to happen for it to feel safe. By communicating with this part, you're creating an environment of mutual trust and respect, which is a foundation for healing family wounds. Now invite your safe anchor to be present with this part. Bring the safe anchor and extend it to all parts of you. Now continue offering this somatic support to the part, allowing it to process and release any emotions tied to the family wounds. If any additional parts surface, bring them into a safe anchor and extend the same compassionate support. As you sense the part beginning to relax and integrate, Thank it for its openness and courage in engaging in this healing process. Acknowledge its resilience, expressing your gratitude for its role in your journey. Now return your focus on your safe anchor, letting its calming energy wash over you, reinforcing your feeling of safety and tranquility. And take a moment to thank every part of you which has been in journey with you, and let them know that you will continue to work, listen to them, work with them as you embark on this journey of healing family wounds. Now take a moment to start to return back into your body. You can wiggle your fingers, your toes, and feel yourself coming back, being here. Now take a moment to take notes, and I'm going to prepare for the tuning forks. Maybe I'm recording. Okay. So if you're new to the tuning forks, just to tell you how it works is we open these two centers, one on the top of the head, one below the feet. Sorry, the video is much better. Okay. Top of the head, below the feet. Okay. So this is you see the North Pole, South Pole. And so I start by below the feet and then go to the top of the head, open, and we actually open the channel, which is between your head and the feet. Okay. And once this is open, then basically based on your intention, because you are all working here, we will discover which of the center needs to be worked on, and I will run a pendulum on the centers, all each center, and we'll see which center comes up, and then we'll work on the center. Now when we work on the center, we start from the time that you are in mother's womb. So this is if you look at this chart, the extend, which is the outer, this goes about 6 feet out of your into the field. Okay, starts at the edge and then come into near the body, which is the present moment. Okay, so I will tell you ages, I may even have sometime emotion, whatever comes up I will tell you. So then you go into your life and see if there's something that equates to you, and you bring it on into your awareness, and then just breathe with that. So I will tell you breathe. When I say breathe, please do the breathing like this. So breathe in through your nose, fill up your belly, and then breathe out of your mouth. Okay, that's what you will do. So every time I say breathe, please do that. Okay, and here we go. So I'm going to stop the video and we can start. So we'll start below the feet and then open the channel below the feet. Okay, so here we go. So take a breath. and now below your feet. I'm pointing towards your backbone, so open the channel to the top of the head. You're all good. So take a breath. I'm going to ground you. We're going to go to the top of the head and repeat the same. Take a breath. So the blockage in the third center, so around your solar plexus. Take another breath, please. Okay, take one breath more. Okay, so looks like the third center is impacted. I'm going to run a pendulum to see where it goes. I'll be quiet for a moment. I'm just running pendulum. Root chakra, no. Sacral, no. Solar plexus, no. Heart, no. Crown, okay. Okay, starts to go for the second center. So the one which is next to the navel, the sacral, on the left side. Yeah, mother side. So this is all about frustration, disappointments, and it's to do with self-worth, your power and your value. Okay, so that's what it's all about. So we'll start in mother's womb and then we'll go to the present moment. I'll tell you ages and you breathe, okay? So whenever I say breathe, please breathe, okay? So this is a different tuning fork. So now I'm going at the time that of your conception, so conceive. You're just in mother's womb. Yeah. Okay, so a lot of stress in the head. So father seems to be missing out. Yeah. There's a very strong pain in the head, and it says absent father. That's the word. So the head of the family is absent, missing. So take a breath, and whatever comes up for you, just connect with it and know that we are going to release it. You can take deep breaths, you can make sounds if you want to. Something like that. So 3 months pregnant, your mom. So now it's dropping to the second center. A lot of fears. This is a fear felt by the mother, of course. Could be anything related. So I'm just going to use another tuning fork to release it. So see if something comes up for you. And take a breath. Still fear. So now 1 month before the birth. Oh, sadness. Okay, so loss. So either there was a loss and there is grief. Again by the mother. And now baby is 8 months old. If it brings you grief, just breathe into that. Okay, make a sound. Relax. Take a breath. Okay, so that got cleared. So now I'm at the time of your birth. So see if you can send love to the baby, to the mother. Just send them blessing. Yeah. So less than 1 year old. Very young. Take a breath. Two and a half year old, maximum 3. So between 2 and 3, feeling sadness or being left behind, abandoned. Taken away from the mother. Take a breath. Make some noise if makes you feel better. Now we are working on everyone. And something may come for you, may not be for you. It's okay. Continue to breathe and relax. So 10-year-old. Still sadness, grief. Take a breath. Take a breath. Some of you or somebody, it's really big. Okay, so now we are into, if you think about your mother and what she has gone through, her pain, which has been inherited by you partly, just connect to it and see if you can release it by breathing. So your mother's pain, her life. A lot of sadness, grief that comes up. So if you feel that, just bring it up and we're going to release. Take a breath. Okay, we are releasing out. Take breaths. Take a breath. So we are just going to close it. And wrap you up with a nice cocoon of 528 hertz. As we draw close to our session today, I invite you to continue to stay in this relaxed position. Now take a deep breath in, holding it for a brief moment, and then slowly release it. Take another deep breath and release. And with every release, just release out any other tensions or thoughts from today. Now see if you can place your hand on your heart, feeling the rhythm of your heartbeat under your palm. And acknowledge the incredible resilience that lies within you, the strength that is guiding you on this journey of healing family wounds and rebuilding trust. Visualize a warm, comforting light that starts in your heart and spreads throughout your entire body. This light represents compassion, understanding, healing energy that we have cultivated in this session today, and allowing it to reach out all parts of you, particularly those that are engaged in the healing process, the one that got all the wounds. Take a moment now to acknowledge all parts of you that came in today in this journey. Recognize their courage and extend gratitude for their willingness to engage in this process of healing. Next, imagine this warm light expanding beyond your body, filling the space around you. The light represents the trust that you are rebuilding, healing of wounds, and the nurturing of supporting connection that you are reintegrating into your life and your family. Take a couple of deep breaths and allow this sense of peace and healing to wash over you. Whenever you're ready, gently bring your awareness back to the environment and into this space. And as you begin to open your eyes and fully return to the room, knowing that this healing journey is not one you walk alone, I encourage you to come back to the recording as often as you need to gently work through every aspect of family wound one by one. Let this shared experience and light of healing guide you in your journey. Know that this space, this practice, this community is here for you always. Whenever you're ready, you can come back.